your roof. It's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
He's Grant Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis from a dark and dingy Rupp Arena. It's the Volquest Fast Break brought to you by our friends at Exterior Home Solutions. And Grant, I don't know about you, but I had Tennessee scoring 103 and Josiah going for a career high 26 on my bingo card tonight. I don't know about you.
And for Zakai going 26 and 13, and Jonas going 11 and 11, and Santi scoring 11 or whatever. And I had Dalton scoring 16 and Tennessee going for 100 plus. There you go. How about that?
Kentucky by 11.
I mean, you were waiting for that night where Dalton wasn't going to do 30 or whatever and go crazy, and that happened. And it just so happened that Santi starts hitting shots, Joe starts hitting shots, Sakai starts hitting shots. They go 8-0 to start the game, 13-3, and John Calipari has to take a timeout. So they picked the perfect night to get some help, some much-needed help for Dalton Connect and to win in this building again. I mean, that's 3 wins for Josiah Jordan James and Santiago Vescovi both. The winningest, I guess, Tennessee players ever in this arena to date. So it's crazy to come up here and get another win.
Eric Kane's looking that up right now.
Is he?
He's going back through some 60s,
1960
box scores.
Yeah, let us know, Eric.
He's on that right now. But you mentioned, their start when Cal had to call that timeout. I noticed. I just glanced at the box score. In that first, I think it was 3 minutes and 47 seconds roughly. All 5 starters had scored. And yeah. I thought that was super significant because all week, Tuesday night, we can't stand around and wait for Dalton to make a play. Friday afternoon when Rick talked to us, we can't stand around and wait for Dalton to make a play. And we've got to get off to a great start. both of those things happened, and it was, it set the tone.
And I didn't get to stay for all of Friday's practice, but from what I saw, as soon as the players were on the floor, they were going at them. I mean, it was like fire and brimstone from the coaching staff that we haven't seen in a while. And I think they were trying to set a tone, and I think you saw that tone set.
I looked up at Friday's practice at one point in time, and Dalton Connect was running steps after a bit of turnover.
I mean, it was that kind of practice.
It was that kind of day.
And I think it was that kind of frustration. Zakai Ziegler talked about kind of like a players-only meeting after that South Carolina game. Like, we got to help Dalton out. We got to do more. We got to hold everyone accountable. It's not just going to be him. So for them to come out and score it the way they did early, and I don't know about Kentucky. They're, crazy good offensively, crazy terrible defensively. That team can erase a 14-point lead in a blink and give up a 14-0 run in a blink. And Tennessee answered those runs that Kentucky went on. It got down to 2. It got down to 1. They would score 7-8. Never trailed.
Never trailed in the game. Led wire to wire. Shot. They did shoot 50% in the second half. Roughly 50% for the entire game. And we're going to talk about it right about it. But Josiah, I'm sure they flashed the stat in the broadcast. 1 of 18 from 3-point range.
I believe 2 for his last 23 since the last time he hit more than 1 in a game.
Norfolk State.
Yeah, in December.
So he comes out here tonight, and not only was he 4 of 9 from 3, but he hit some big shots. There were 2 times in the second half coming out of dead ball timeouts, where one Tennessee was ahead 7. He comes out of the timeout, he hits a 3. It's a 10-point lead. Later, they're coming out from the under 8. Tennessee's still up 12. Kentucky fans are dying for them to make a run. Josiah comes out of the media timeout, hits a little 15-footer, it's 78-64. Tennessee had an answer all night long.
I think at one point it was 7 with just over 5 minutes left, and Reed Shepard hit that 3, and it felt like time.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
If Tennessee doesn't do something here, and they called a timeout, and Joe goes down the corner late in the shot clock. It felt like pretty late in the shot clock, and hits that little mid-range. And then over here, he hits kind of steps around Rob Dillingham and hits the 3, and then kind of smiles in Rob Dillingham's face going the other way. That was kind of the dagger.
And there's no way you saw it coming.
No,
what did he take? Did he take 3 shots Tuesday night?
Yeah,
I think he was
something like that.
I think he was 1 of 3. He made 1. He made 1 shot from the floor in that game, and that was the only one he'd made, in weeks. So just happy for Joe. He never cried, never hung his head. But man, if anybody that said they saw 26 coming, I'm not buying it.
And this win was something he said he and Santi had talked about. Like, they wanted that 3rd win at Rupp Arena. They wanted to leave here with more wins than losses, going 3-2 in their careers here. So it's a tough place to play. It's a tough place to win. But Tennessee hit enough shots, scored enough points. I didn't know if they were going to be able to score enough points because it's just tough to outscore a really good offense. Tennessee's good defensively, but that Kentucky team's going to score a lot of points, and you got to match them. And Tennessee scored 100 plus. I think they're most in Rupp, if I'm not mistaken.
Most ever for Tennessee in Rupp.
And the first time a SEC opponent had scored 100 plus since Arkansas 1993.
Our research department has just texted me that was at Arkansas.
That was at okay, never mind.
So that was in an SEC game.
Fire.
Our research department being Brent Hubbs.
Eric Kane. Okay, Eric Kane's fired.
So Hubbard claims that one was in Fayetteville. All right, last thing for me, and we're out there. We're big picture. This was a big win. You avoided a back-to-back, 2-game losing streak in the SEC after just a bad loss. I don't know that this one cancels out South Carolina, but this is one, if you get this one, you probably feel like you stole one if you're in the SEC.
Just to come back from 59 points against South Carolina and to come back from shooting it as poorly as they did and missing layups and missing dunks and just not taking care of business at home, to come here and score it the way you did and win a basketball game, it kind of resets and kind of, I don't know if that was a wake-up call at South Carolina, but it was some hard realities that they had to deal with the last couple of days, and they dealt with it.
And it's big for SEC standings. I mean, you stay one game back of Bama in the loss column. Down, you still have the tiebreaker on them. Whereas Kentucky at 5-4,
it's gonna be really tough to win the league.
Oh, they're not winning the league. They better worry about playing on Thursday night in Nashville.
That's true.
They're not winning the league. That defense, they may not win a game in Nashville. I'm Rob Lewis. That's Grant Ramey. This has been the Exterior Home Solutions Fast Break on Volquest.